Potent, Pondering, and I'm back. Yo, let's just jump straight into it. Can we talk about Cardi B and the games that I told y'all that this chick was playing? Cardi B just recently posted a photo in her hideout group. I told y'all how this was gonna go. Yo, y'all be thinking that I'll be playing and I'll just be talking. So listen, Cardi B canceled the One Music Fest. Then she just posted up some photo where she's just like, I'm gonna put it in the thumbnail. So when you look at the thumbnail, that's the picture that Cardi B just posted. She posted some thumbnail up chilling at home with her hair all out or whatever, right? I want to tell you this, right? These musical artists, they do that. Cardi B has a reason why she didn't want to perform at that show. So what they do is they cancel it, and usually the day of the show, they'll at least be humble and not post nothing or anything, because that's disrespectful to the promoters and, you know, the whole business of the show. So I told y'all that Cardi B was lying. Expect that next week she gonna start her shenanigans again. She don't want to go on no full out rant right now because she don't want to, like, you know, make the business like make the One Music Fest, whoever those promoters are associated, they could be associated with different shows, but she don't want them to think as though that, you know, she playing these games. But yo, I told y'all that this was gonna happen, because why? Being a fan of Foxy, I would see her post wristband from the hospital. Oh, I'm sick, I got food poisoning or whatever. Because think about it, right? In the sense of music business, when you get contracted to do a show, you get to keep the deposit. You keep the deposit even if you don't do the show. Now, when you go to the show is when you get the back end. Typically, that's why they say, if you notice all these rappers, they be rapping about, oh, I'm not stepping on stage till I get the back end or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy to me. You posting pictures on the night of the One Music Fest and you couldn't have your ass on stage. I told y'all that this girl, there was nothing wrong with her. She wanted the sympathy and the empathy, talking about, I'm sicky, like, up in there in that hospital bed. Shut that hospital bed up. Shut all of that up, right? So listen, I want to jump it because, listen, I want to talk about Cardi B again. But I want to talk about Megan Thee Stallion. So Megan Thee Stallion is super mad out here. She's mad. You know, she went on Twitter and she said to the hotties, I mean, what they calling them now? They calling them the bodies. Like BOTTIES. They calling them the bodies, right? So she said to the hotties, what Megan Thee Stallion say to the hotties? She said, good morning, hotties. To my hotties that use Apple Music and were having issues with Megan Act 2 last night, make sure that you re-download it now. I don't know why they playing with me, but let's stay positive. They playing with you because you probably try to use some system to get the bots over there to try to, you know, surge, just like how you did that with the last album. They had to filter out all them streams. Megan, stop playing these reindeer games acting like people slow. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing with whatever. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing these games, Megan. So yeah, I also wanted to add to the fact Nicki clocked Megan down, because Nicki hopped on Station Head and she was like, oh, I see what you guys are talking about. And yeah, we're going to get into that. But I want to tell you this. According to Pop Flop, right, none of the songs from Megan Thee Stallion's Megan Act 2 debuted on US Global Spotify. Now, you know that Megan Thee Stallion, you know, on her new record, she's been talking about like, oh, you can only talk sales because you can't talk talent. I love how Nicki expounded on this tonight on Station Head. Nicki was giving away money. She was talking about different topics, had people brung up, you know, the typical Nicki stuff that she do. Also, Station Head is suppressing Nicki on there, playing with her numbers. You know, Nicki was getting upwards of 7,000 up to 12,000 people on there. Now tonight she had 2,000. She couldn't crack over like 2,000 people because Station Head is owned by Atlantic Records, and you know the reindeer games that they play. So yeah, so Nicki was talking about Nicki was talking about the music business, right? If you get, she said, for actors, for people who come into the game, people who come into the game, right? You want to come into the game so you can sell records. These sympathy cases, Megan Thee Stallion, Megan try to act like, you know, it's not all about selling records so that, you know, she's trying to send this message out there. But listen, you might try to sell that you're independent, but you have a major management deal. They get buku bucks off of any endorsement that you do. They get buku bucks off of it. If you came into the game to do poor record sales or, you know, and not stream or anything like that, then what you in the game for? What you in the game for? I want to talk about the most streamed female rappers too, right? So let's get into that, because QC put out a list, right? So we're going to talk about the most streamed female rap albums. This is, you know, today. So Pink Friday 2 by Nicki Minaj, 28.2 million. Doja Cat, Scarlet, 25.6 million. Invasion of Privacy, 14 million. Queen by Nicki Minaj, 13.4 million. Beat Me Up Scotty, 13.1 million. A mixtape. Good News by Megan Thee Stallion, that's her highest debut at 9.8 million. Under there, it was Megan at 7.1 million. I told you, Megan released projects in between Good News and to the Megan project. Traumazine, all of that. You mean to tell me none of them charted above that? That's crazy. Good news is when she was on the that was post all of that was going on with Tory, like before the trial, everything had to happen, like after WAP with Cardi or whatever. So she did 9.8 million, right? After that, Megan, the album, her album, the part 1, act 1, 7.1 million. Y2K by Ice Spice, 6.9 million, and Megan act 2 new, 4.7 million. You can't tell me that that's not crazy. You can't tell me that that's not crazy. Those numbers speak volumes. You can't tell me, yo. So listen, what I was doing was I was going through that. I'm like, yo, this has to be an error or something like that. And I'm like, wow. So listen, they fiend for attention. She used an example where people be at jobs and what if they do certain things to like get the attention of the manager, and you know, they think that they're prized possessions and people who could do this and do that. And then when they realize that these people can't do these games no more and that they played all of these tricks and stuff to get attention or whatever, she said, what happened when it doesn't happen anymore? I personally believe that that is exactly what's going on with Cardi B. That's exactly what's going on with her. And quick segue, Nicki played mad mixtape songs and songs like, you know, the Falling For You and all of that. She played different songs in regards to like, it's a big difference between me and you. And Nicki also said in regards to Megan Thee Stallion, she was like, you can't stomp out here with your big shoes on and acting like you a player, a major player, and you ain't even doing numbers like that. Like, what's a guan? How you acting like you a major player, this is a major move, and you ain't even doing numbers like that? So that's that. And then as it pertains to Cardi B, she was just like, she was asking us, she was just like, you know, the people on station here, this was actually yesterday, she was just like, why do you think people are now starting to realize these things about these people? She was like, and a lot of people were saying like they noticed it before, but people noticed it before, but they didn't pay attention to it. I always been in tune and focusing and paying attention to all of the fraudness that's going on with Cardi B. All of the fraud things are gone. Like, the girl's just a fraud and she's scared, panicking. Now you posting up these photos in your hideout, in your honeycomb hideout group. You know what I'm saying? Why you ain't have your ass on stage playing sick, sitting up in a hospital bed that was probably rolled into your guest room in your house? That's why, yo, on some real talk shit, and like, yo, I had the honor of talking to a Megan Thee Stallion fan because I posted something on Instagram, and I know that you watching this video too. So it's one of my loyal subscribers. They shared one of my stories with a one of their friends who's a Megan Thee Stallion fan. They came in my inbox saying all this stuff about Megan, but what I liked about them, because there was no ad hominem attacks and we was just merely talking, and they talking about Megan is the queen of rap. If you want to be the queen of rap, yeah, record sales, you know, I do believe that it's a signal. It's a signal that you have a base. Why are you in the game if you ain't have no base? Megan has so much music out. I'll give her that over Cardi, but none of her music really charts like that. I gave her that over Cardi, and I was just like, at least she's not scared to put something out. You know, she might not sell and do well, but yo, this is crazy. I actually, in real time, I want to go over to the US iTunes charts, right? I want to see if any of her music picked up. Let's check out the US iTunes chart and see what's going on with Megan Thee Stallion. All right. So Megan Act 2 is number 3 on US iTunes. Okay, so let's scroll through the top 200 real quick. Glorilla, she's the highest charting female rapper, number 20 with What You Know About Me with Sexy Red. Let's see what's gonna follow up after that. Anything from Megan Thee Stallion? Bigger in Texas is number 42. It's been in the 40s all day, so you know this about to start. That means it's about to fall back after that. What else after that? Is there anything else? Anything? Mamushi? So Mamushi is number 87, the remix. Now they done touted this remix, and made it seem like it was gonna blow up the original. That ain't do shit. All right, Glorilla number 95 with Let Her Cook. I've been noticing a lot of people be on Let Her Cook because, you know, people been posting that. Rocksteady with Flo Milli number 100. TGIF number 110. Anything else? I Love Her with T-Pain number 131. Nothing else from Beggin' Megan, who trying to put a leg in, trying to act like she live in the Nicki Minaj world. Baby, you a squirrel in my world, huh? Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So I do want to go to some of my notes that Nicki Minaj stated, right? So Nicki said, let's see, what them girls say? Nicki said that when she was talking about, you know, Megan in a coded way, I personally believe. She said, Megan, you know, this is how I place it. You need to focus on your can-dos and can't-dos. You need to focus on your can do's and can't do's, because you get on the record trying to sound so cocky and all of this, like you in the Nicki world and you Nicki world, Nicki world, and you ain't in her. Listen, that's why that line when she played "Falling for You" today, this is why to me it makes so much sense when she was like, ain't at the mall, but between me and them it's a gap. It is a gap between you. I don't know why these endorsements. I don't know if it's Roc Nation. And also notice that Megan Thee Stallion been doing some Jay-Z talks in her lyrics too. She be in tune with Nicki, but she's a mole. So she comes around. She probably listen to Nicki station head. She's a mole. Now all of a sudden you placing Jay-Z in the lyrics, but before it was all about Lil' Kim and Biggie, and you like Biggie and this and that. You so fake. I don't think that you a Jay-Z fan. You just Roc Nation, and then you just acting like that right now. She's just acting like that. The gal them just act. All right, so yeah, focus on your can do's and can't do's. And I said, tell them just like can do's, right? And Nicki said, no amount of smoke and mirrors could put fake butts in seats. Talking about tours and all of that. Megan tour, they wanted to make it seem like she's selling out arenas. She doing that. She did that. You know, they sold her tickets for $20 so she could fill up her arena and then get on a rap song and rap about it and make it seem like she really sold arenas. You know what I'm saying? Come on. She sold arenas while her team ducking subpoenas, huh? Sucking subpoenas. Ooh, that was crazy. Potent, pondering, never pandering. I just wanted to come and give y'all a quick update. Also, I wanted to add to this. Doja Cat, yesterday it was so crazy. Megan, on the release date of Act 2, Doja Cat just came out and put album. Now, you know, Doja Cat is highly creative. Megan Thee Stallion keep coming out giving us this bored ass, tired ass. So if it's one thing I could give Doja over a Megan Thee Stallion, over any female rapper, is that she kind of tries to not so much, well, reinvent herself and just play with different styles and tones or whatever. Megan, I hate the way that you were singing on Best Friend. Please don't do that again. Cardi, you fraud, whack, lying about sitting up in hospitals just to post a picture on the night of this concert. You are bad for business. You just ain't want to be seen because you ain't got nothing going on the scenes, and we know everything that's going on in between. Talking about you frantic with Atlantic, talking about the meetings and everything is going so good, so good. Trying to plan and plot out that damn visual album because you need all of those streams. You need something. You need to have some sort of strategy where you feel like you could do more than 228K the first week. I'm ready onto you. I'm onto you because you know that you can't do it alone, Cardi. This is the year that your album is supposed to come out. Now, I believe since we towards the end of the year, like I already said, I don't think Cardi is coming out with an album. So that means that because you don't got no motion, you know that word that Megan is using, no motion, you don't have no motion. Typically when an album has come out, there's a campaign. You drop several remixes, like even last year coming up to this year, you was campaigning hopefully to get the block hot before you set the project out. There's no steam out here for you. And I hate anybody who comes in the comments trying to talk about you hating on. No, I'm stating the obvious. I'm stating the obvious. Don't be mad that you ain't come up with my ideas, huh? I'm stating the obvious. You hear me? Potent, pondering, never pandering. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel about Nicki clocking T. And she put a little laugh emoji on Twitter too. Because yeah, Nicki, you know, she didn't really go in depth with it in regards to Megan, but she just said you can't be out here stomping around like you a big dog and you a little fish. You know what I'm saying? You trying to come at Nicki like you that bitch, and you really not. And we all know it. We all know it. You know what I'm saying? So we give Megan her credit. You know, she come up with these hyper flows and she try to do these double time raps and all of that. We could say that she could rap, but you can't sell. And when you in a deal with even with management, so management's just gonna run you ragged and get you all of these endorsements because they know the music ain't selling. You know what I'm saying? And trust me, I believe there is a stake in that too, that they get money out of that as well. So this is why they tried to run my Mushi tire. And listen, they ain't buying it. My Mushi remix is sitting below the even top 50 on US iTunes. So that's gonna it's gonna bubble it up a little bit for the next week when the charts is reported, and then it's gonna simmer right back down. But you're gonna get some Asian, Korean, Japanese streams, and it's gonna simmer right back down. Nobody in America is listening to it. Potent, pondering, never what? Pandering, never what? Panhandling. Subscribe to this channel. Thumbs up the video. Make sure that you support the channel. The Cash App is in the description as well. I hope y'all all having a good weekend. I'm about to go upload this. Hopefully it'll be up by 10 o'clock. Peace.